All right. I think I did something right. Yep. We're on. We're live after I clicked 800 fucking buttons and shit. You're. Oh, there we go. Oh.
Where's Tony?
It's like lagging a little bit with the video.
Yeah, it's
all right.
It's lagging pretty hard right now.
When you go on, I think it
I don't think it. I think it lines up when
comes.
you
Yeah, when you actually click it, it comes on. All right. Well, can someone go on the actual link if that's possible? I guess I got to share it.
Find it.
We're awesome at
I just
starting
radio
this
show on
stuff.
Facebook. That's it.
Oh, that's.
Click. No one ever hears the beginning, anyways. Oh my god.
It's just by us,
I don't know how to share this.
It's a Bob house. That's sweet.
Pretty cool fried chicken.
I gotta log in
That'll be fucking
for
perfect.
everything.
Just take that thing off.
Log in, log in,
There's
log in,
those
log in.
nesting boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Live post. Okay, I posted something.
Yay.
Do people already watching? Sorry, anybody watching, it's garbage right now because we're
Setting up.
just terrible at setting things up, and the only way to test it is, well, do it. Oh, that's creepy, huh? We're watching the video lag right before our eyes. All right, so everything should be good. I posted it. Everything's working. If someone can just go on the actual link and check the levels of... Yeah,
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
testing.
testing 1, 2,
We're
3.
doing some testing right now.
If anybody could post that's watching, see, can you guys say something? If it's a good quality, bad quality, can you hear me? Can you not? Especially Rafflecopter, because I know you're probably around. Whoever you are.
Rafflecopter.
I don't know. I don't know.
Who's
The
who?
#1 fan is what it is.
Expose yourself.
I know.
Somebody
It's
already
probably
on there.
right in front of my eyes, too, or he's probably said it before and I just forgot. Rafflecopter, reveal yourself, my friend. Anyways, yeah. So all I want to do is wait for someone to click it so we can hear it, and then we will continue on.
We're here kicking it live at Spring Break.
Yeah, I'm not.
It is spring, which is fucked up. It's actually spring right now, which makes no sense.
It's Sprinter.
All right.
It's January 96th.
Yeah, it's Sprinter.
It's January 96th.
Hold on.
How's it?
I gotta hear.
How's it hearing? How's your hammer hanging?
Probably would help if I turned up the volume.
Yep.
Okay, it's working.
Yep. Good. Okay. Continue on. All right, and we're live. That is like the longest
Live
pause
and
for.
reclining.
We're still figuring out the details.
New program.
Every time I log on this program, it changes. I could literally set it up as it is now, working great. Go to bed, wake up, turn it back on, and nothing works. That's just the way life goes. So it works though. Anyways, hi bitches. It's glad we've actually been getting back on this train, if you will. Today we are sponsored by Rolling Rock, and I think that's it, actually, for the alcohol in the house. It's just Rolling Rock. That's it, just Rolling Rock. It's some cheap-ass beer water, which is great, to honor the tradition of this great brand. Also, Artie's, Up and Vapor Vape Shop in Hillsborough, New Hampshire, across from where Village Discount used to be, right up the road from Tractor Supply. Visit him. Mama McDonough's, best bar in Hillsborough, no doubt about it, except we miss our great Laura, who is now bartending at Sampan, if you would like to visit that beautiful goddess.
And Zacalto.
Oh, yeah, but...
But we don't represent that.
Yeah,
We're also going to plug Taco Beyond
There you go, there you
in
go.
Hillsborough, New Hampshire. They are excellent if you want good Mexican food. #1 in the state.
They-
I
again.
believe like the 3rd year running or something
Yeah,
like
they
that.
got it again.
So check them out. Get a burrito, taco. Their
And-
specials are always good.
Little secret there. Ask the lady behind the counter for the hot sauce collection. You will not be disappointed at all. Trust me. So we're going to talk about, what was it, Bush?
Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush died, right?
She died.
Da-na-na. What's a good song? What's a good like?
I don't know. Anything by Bush.
I've been waiting for this moment. No,
No.
no, she was nice. Barbara Bush. I like the
Her
Bushes.
husband sucks.
I don't know. Here's the thing about George
He's
Bush.
an evil bastard.
HW.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, George. Oh, I'm thinking about George
No,
W.
the XCI.
This is
class.
Oh, this
yeah,
is- this
this
is-
is HW. This
That's
is
how much.
daddy.
That's how much I care about our president. Yeah, he's a little
It's not like
fucky.
they matter. All right, getting you on you. Oh, awesome.
One,
3. There's always 3.
It's done. That was 4.
Four.
I got
I
fourth
split-
one.
I
Okay,
That
split
was
sorry
the
for
third
that.
one.
Four-leaf clover.
I split the third
You
one up
saw
into
it.
2. I tried to talk, so it fucked up. So, yeah, Barbara Bush died. Is that
Timely.
a big? I don't know.
She was 90-something. Come on. she
God,
was
really? The Bushes?
I was reading
probably
something
half
about
their
it,
life
and
was
I
from
was
drinking the blood of virgins.
Oh God.
I scrolled over a Facebook post about it, and I thought it said finally, but it really said farewell, and I felt kind of like
Finally.
Finality.
Bush is dead.
Said finality. She's
I was
gone.
like, wow, this is really mean. Oh no, it says farewell. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. But,
Oh, rest in peace. Also, R. Lee Ermey died, my friends.
Still don't know what that is.
Mail Call. You know the Mail Call show?
No.
No. Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
The
long
Joel
time ago.
Sargent.
Long time ago. Oh, yeah, the guy who just yelled a lot.
Yep, that's R. Lee Ermey.
Yeah.
He actually is not. He was not a
That
gunnery
guy's head
sergeant.
capped.
He was not a
Right.
gunnery sergeant in the actual Marines. He got honorary gunnery after coming out, to my knowledge. But he was a real Marine. He was a Joel instructor. Sorry, Joel's instructor, not sergeant. If any Marine hears that, they'd fucking wig. But yeah, dude, he's up in heaven right now yelling at God. Just fucking, you flim flam, goddamn maggot. You know who he is. He was great. I loved R. Lee Ermey. He was awesome.
all right, well, brief, short topic there, but let's move on to the airplane incident with Southwest Airlines.
Oh God, yeah. That
I bel-
Engine exploded midair, sent some debris into the plane, into some woman's head. She's from Vermont. She's a semi-local.
pull up a little bit on your mic.
Kind of cute, so that makes it kind of tragic.
Oh, is she? Let me see.
Yeah,
let me see.
check
Let me
this
see.
out. That always makes it more tragic.
Oh no!
That's terrible.
Now it's a tragedy.
That's terrible.
No, seriously. Now
Before it was just bad news.
she's a white, attractive female. It's now a tragedy.
It escalated. Anyways, it's their first, only fatality in the air. And the entire time they've been in business, they had one a few years ago.
That's amazing.
In the winter, when an airplane skidded off the runway and hit a car, killed a kid. What a car was doing on the airstrip, I don't know, but whatever.
Fuck him. That's his fault.
Yeah, he should have been there.
And I guess the pilot, the female pilot who like fucking landed it like a champion, like landed a plane with a blown engine in midair.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking good.
It was a pretty
I probably
common
can't
Boeing
fly
engine,
I
too.
probably can't fly a, you know those little simulation games? Yeah, I crashed those.
Yeah, I can't get off the ground.
Yeah, she's flying a real plane with a blown engine. I
got
got
you.
this.
You got your little drone that you take up in the. Oh, I got it up in the air.
Oh,
there it goes. Oh,
oh, it's in
it's
a tree.
gone.
Yep.
And then
So never mind a real plane.
there goes your $500 drone.
So that they got it. She's up there with Captain Sully, you know, landing the plane in the Boston River. Like, damn,
Hudson.
dude, Hudson, yeah, Boston, whatever. Damn, dude, like, flying a plane must be seriously intense. I can't imagine.
I've never even been.
I
in
couldn't
one.
even imagine being on the plane, sitting there, and realizing that's, one of the windows got burst out, and
And you know, some
the
asshole's gonna be
person
telling you
like
to
a
keep
couple of
calm.
seats next to you, one not only gets hit in the head with a piece of shrapnel,
Yep.
but two gets sucked out of the plane
Like a
They
fucking
didn't-
cartoon.
like
Right,
right
like a
out,
cartoon.
gone. Like even if she survived the initial impact of the shrapnel, she was
She's
gone.
gone.
She was
You're
out.
gone.
Like
There's no
sucked
coming back
out.
from that.
Yeah.
There were some kids, speaking of planes, he wanted to travel. I forgot the whole story, but he wanted to travel somewhere. He didn't have any money. So he crawled up on the tire, one of the, the landing gear tires, held on for dear life, and made it like across, I think, like an international flight. They landed and he had like hypothermia and all these like damages because it's, freezing above the atmosphere. But the motherfucker made it. He held the tire, went up in the cargo bay with the tire, held on for dear life, came down. He survived.
It says right here about that
Bastard.
woman. That woman was almost sucked out of the plane and then died after. Doesn't really matter at this point.
Oh, she was
So she was
almost,
almost
sucked.
sucked
Yeah.
out. So did it suck her poop hole out? Because that's a real
She would have been either way. End
Yeah,
result. gone.
I heard on the radio that they actually sucked the rain out, but
It's like seriously like a cartoon. Like really, Vroom.
can't even
Like
imagine.
Tom and Jerry. Yeah, for God, I don't like planes. I'm done. I don't want anything to do with a plane.
Especially because I mean, I don't mind. I've been on a few plane rides. They don't sketch me out too bad. I mean, it's a little eerie. I've never flown through turbulence either, and I'm sure that would be really sketchy. Especially because I found out that it's you literally just dropping like 1,000 feet
Yeah, it's not a small road bump. Like
in an instant. Yeah, it's not like anything. It's not like a road bump or anything like that. It's literally you dropping like 1,500 feet or something.
So
like
it's like
that,
falling off a mountain in
and
about
then
a second.
like catching. Yeah,
Yeah.
in a second.
We had to. The one time I was on a plane was to go to boot camp, so maybe that kind of jaded me against flights. But we had a jet flight, a connecting flight, so it's like 10 of us on this jet, like vertical takeoff. We hit turbulence in that motherfucker, and that was like, it felt like we hit, a boulder in the road, just up to down. You just because on the I guess the faster it goes and the smaller it is, the more you feel it. Like our friend, Houghton, who was flying little single engine Cessnas or whatever he was doing. You hit turbulence in that thing. Imagine, blowing on a fly compared to blowing on like a rock.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. You gotta give props to pilots. To be honest with you,
Duh.
every single day those motherfuckers are like, well, I got 60 people on this little bus. We're gonna soar through the air at 1,000 miles an hour, and hopefully we land.
60 is still pretty
Or-
small. I mean,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
exactly.
bigger ones. You know, you got your
the Concords and
yeah,
stuff.
your 747s.
Yeah, they're
you're covering
huge.
like
Every day,
140
like,
people on them.
I
Plus,
go to work and it's like, oh, if I fuck up, well, I'll get a couple bad light bulbs. This guy fucks up, he kills hundreds of people every day, maybe multiple times a day, and they just do it. They're let's do this, fly this 1,000-ton bird through the sky. It's somehow crazy, and they're sober, amazing.
to your knowledge.
Your knowledge.
There is always that adage of the drunk pilot, but you know what? I would feel completely safe if he had a couple gins before he flew. Get it off the nerves. Not like a lot of alcohol, but like one beer,
Pounded a bottle there.
2 beers, a beer or two. Yeah, hey, keep your nerves down. Actually, the first guy kind of digressed, but the first man ejected from the Olympics for substance use was a shooter, whatever, some shooting thing. He drank 2 beers beforehand to keep his nerves down, to keep him from shaking while shooting. Drank 2 beers, and they kicked him out for it. Substance use. Yeah, that was the first, I guess, reported case of that, which is kind of cool.
Hey,
If you can shoot after a couple beers better than the guy who can sober, go, good on ya.
What's your cat doing?
Oh, that's their water bowl.
oh, okay.
So in my house, I have
That's drinking out of a
the
pitcher.
cat dish, which I used to have, there's one half for food, one half for water. They don't like the half of water. I have this, decorative cistern pitcher, which I used to fill with water for flowers, and they only drink out of that. They literally they'll die if they had another water bowl, they won't drink out of it. It has to be this weird pitcher that sits above my dishwasher. Has to. It's the only thing they'll drink out of, and I don't understand it.
Here we go. Puerto Rico suffers island-wide power outage. How old is this article?
Wow.
I thought they still didn't have power. I mean, this shouldn't be much.
Puerto Rico doesn't have power. Duh.
Yeah.
Okay.
6, 8 months and counting.
You know what about Puerto Ricans though? Those are some of the most beautiful women on earth. Goddamn Puerto Rican women.
Strong people too. I mean, they put up with a lot there.
Yeah, any island nation, any place where you move to where they're like, hey, yeah, you maybe will be killed by like everything that's alive, and then the weather will kill you,
We
and
don't
then
build expensive buildings because we know they're going to get torn down.
Yeah,
every
yeah,
3-4
we live in
years.
huts because the tsunami takes it away every year. It's okay.
I
Hurricanes.
don't know how they do it.
Yeah, fuck that is what it is. I guess, well, actually, my stepdad, probably good because he was in the Navy and he went to every, non-landlocked country in the world. He went to, I think it was either Bermuda or Puerto Rico. I think it was Bermuda. All these different islands. Like, it's the best, 6 months, 7 months out of the year. It is a paradise. It's the best thing you've ever been. The weather's perfect. Everything's perfect. But then you get hurricane season, and it just resets everything. It's gonna destroy your town. You rebuild and you start over. So it's this weird, like, yeah, we get the winter, but they get just all right, start over.
Death.
There you go, start over.
Carnage.
Everything's dead.
Yep.
Build it again. No, I'd move if I had the means to, of course, Like, if you live in Tornado Alley and your camper's been blown away 3 times, move.
Tell you something right there.
Move. Yeah,
not safe.
move. You live in Tornado Alley. It's like, yeah,
Or build something that's underground.
Yeah, I live in, like,
Anything.
nuclear
Escape
fallout
that.
alley, and all my family's dead of cancer, but, we're going to stick it out. No, you move.
Breathe less.
Yeah, you just move. You move. Yes. I mean, being in New England's not much of a difference. We live in a place where the weather's trying to kill us every season. Or once a year in a season that lasts 7 months. It's fine if it just ends when it's supposed to.
I like how you
Just
burp into the
You're
microphone.
like, oh, yeah, you have to. I got
yeah,
that
just
from
let it
Adam-
all out.
I got it from Adam Carolla, actually, because all live radio have something called the burp button. And it's a little button that temporarily mutes you if you got to sneeze, burp, whatever. But Adam Carolla always wanted to just be like, no, real radio is real radio. Let's fucking sneeze into it, burp, squeak, fucking mess up our words. That's real radio. That's what we want to hear.
Grab another beer from you, dude.
Swear it's all fucking right. Grab it up, dude.
It's gonna hit
I've
my
already
wallet.
had 3 anyways before I bought these, so had the old Labatt Blue Pounder. All right, we got to get some deep topic going on here. What we got going?
Trying to look up some news articles, but everything seems to suck right now.
One thing I keep bringing up, which is beating a dead horse, a broken record. We're in, Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, what have you. There's thousands and thousands of countries in this world, like just a plethora, just amazing basket of different cultures and countries and wealth and different amenities. But the entire world focuses on this tiny little plot of dirt, this little sandbox with nothing to offer but, oil and precious minerals.
Opium.
Opium, yeah, absolutely. So it's like, could it be any more obvious what we're doing and what the world's doing when we're focusing on this little sandbox, this random fucking country that
It's always
literally has
about
nothing to do with us.
resources.
Exactly. Money and resources.
Even if they say it's religion, no. It's
Well, the other big thing
yet
about
another
Syria,
faction trying to seize resources.
the other thing is about Syria is they also dropped, I believe, the dollar. They try to, put
Yeah, I
out
like this. Go on,
their
Joe.
state runs their own centralized banking system. They're completely their own banking system. It's completely separated from, all the normal way of doing things. They're outside the system. And if you look at any other country that goes through that kind of, taking out the dollar, not accepting it, trying to receive and use more minerals for their own country, there's always a war that happens.
yeah,
I mean,
they magically get invaded. Oh, gonna invade this guy. It's like I said, it's obvious. I asked my buddy, no names, because just for whatever reason, who was overseas for 2.5 years, Iraq, great guy, and I'm like, so tell me about it. Is it really what we hear about the conspiracies? Where are you guarding oil or opium fields? He's like, dude, I was guarding poppy fields the entire time.
I've been told by
Like,
3 different
yeah.
people that aren't even affiliated with each other that are in the army that they've seen poppy fields being
Yep.
guarded by our troops in Afghanistan
Yep.
and South America.
My buddy did it. He was there. They told them, they told him that it was to establish good relations with the locals.
And smuggle heroin.
And it is a $96 trillion, take that number, $96 trillion market coming out of Afghanistan for opium. It is $3 trillion, 96%. $3 trillion market coming out of Afghanistan alone. And 96% of the raw opium in the entire world comes from that little pocket of desert, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, what have you. So you really trying to tell me that we're not, because you bring it up like, oh yeah, we're there for heroin. They're like, oh my god, that's a ridiculous conspiracy. it's worth more than oil. It's easier to sell.
Well, it's not so
than
much
oil.
just heroin. Like it's
Opium,
it's
yeah.
opium in general. With your opium,
Pharmaceuticals.
you got your morphine, your Percocet, your oxycodone, etc. Dilaudid, which
everything. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's all
Yeah.
in the same derivative of the same plant.
yeah, either recreational or prescribed. They got the market. They got all the drug addicts who are doing it illegally, and they got the legally prescribed from the pharmaceutical companies because the pharma companies buy it from, well, I guess us because we
Hampshire.
stole
Well,
it.
the biggest thing too is our doctors get a kickback.
Yes, they
not
do.
every single doctor. I'm not calling out
We
all
just
fucking
saw some
doctors
go
there.
to prison for that
Yeah,
recently.
there are
they're from
doctors
New
out
York.
there that get a kickback if you prescribe somebody X amount of patients this opioid or this whatever, maybe even more likely benzos also
Yep.
for
Yep.
depression, anxiety, so on and so forth. They get a kickback, little bonus in their pocket, so they're encouraged. There's an incentive for it. So why not? If you get an extra, little couple bucks in your pocket,
Well, what
and
got
you're not,
busted-
and if you're not fully informed of all of the side effects, etc.,
Doctors don't even know.
they're not fully informed. Not
they're
all.
fed
No, I mean, not to
bullshit,
the
too.
full extent.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not given the full, well. Anyways, the people that were busted recently were actually working for the pharmaceutical industry. They were lobbyists that were going around and giving the doctors the kickbacks, and there was, I believe, 3 people went to jail, and they got some serious time for this.
One of my
It's only
exes-
about 2 decades too late because I've been seeing this happening since the early '90s, and I've been saying this was going to come, but I just had no idea it was going to be this bad.
One of my exes works at a medical place, and whenever the reps come, still working, right?
I think so.
Just because it's
Yeah,
low-
keep talking.
Buffering over
yeah,
there.
the farmer reps would come with their samples and whatever. They would take the whole crew out to a steakhouse. They would take the whole all the nurses, all the everything out to a steakhouse. They'd buy them dinner. They'd buy them drinks. They'd spend, all expenses paid. Like, literally nothing to do. Like, they're not pitching their drug. They're not informing them. They're literally just, hey, you guys want to go to T-Bones? Yeah. We'll just, pay for you. They kind of like, lube the machine a little bit. Little fucking shitheads.
Nice.
Exactly. They're so nice. We should just buy drugs from them. And here's the kicker, which we are like, if the doctor does not prescribe your benzos, your opiates, your things, they can be sued for, malpractice because the asshole who's like, oh, my elbow hurts and my doctor didn't prescribe me the medication that I think I should have, so I'm going to sue him. It's fucking sucks for them. It's hard for them to, weigh out the options of like, well, my patient needs this medication, but is he trying to get high? And if he does need it and still gets high and then sues me, or, maybe he overdoses or gets addicted to drugs and then I get sued or I get shit, it's like fucking hard for them because sometimes you do need opiate medication. Like, during post-surgery, my post-surgery, they give me all the drip you got. Some people maybe have a chronic, I don't know.
Oh, chronic.
MS
I have
or
I have a family member
something.
who has chronic pain.
Yep, it is real.
and it's real. They some people do need it, and if it's maintained and closely monitored, it's not. It may not be an issue. May not. Be an
That's
issue.
the hard part.
The
The doctor can't make the decision to go like, I think you're a junkie, so I'm going to give you anything. But then maybe that person really is actually a normal person, and then they're in tons of pain. It sucks. It sucks for on all aspects.
I know some. I mean, if you look at some alcoholics, even they'll even bring beer or some alcohol in because when people are withdrawing to like help them,
Yep.
But
Absolutely. But enough on the addiction. We did that last time.
Here's a fun little story out of Saginaw, Michigan. We don't have to go much past the headline, but
Yeah,
Wi-Fi
read it up.
network named remote detonator prompts gym evacuation.
Oh,
Always
God.
a good name.
Please.
Always a good time.
This is good for...
And it prompted a bomb-sniffing dog with a precautionary search.
How like I want to like how careful do we have to be? I mean, this goes back to when I was in high school. When I was in high school, we had a drug raid a drug raid / bomb raid because somebody wrote "I'm the bomb baby" on the bathroom wall.
Oh, my God.
Like
Was
we
it
had
Ariana Grande?
it.
Whatever the hell her name is, I don't
we
care.
we had to be
Fucking
taken out of
serious.
school. They searched the
I'm
whole
the
school.
bomb baby.
Yeah.
You cannot say bomb in any.
You literally can't say bomb. It's weird. Like,
I
you
wish-
can't in, like, an airport,
I
you
wish we
can't
could
say bomb.
share video. Knife-wielding monk seal caught on camera in Hawaii. He's got a little knife in his mouth. That's
Aw.
awesome. So cute. I hope he
Good,
slashed
good
somebody.
story.
Just trying to find interesting stuff.
We had bomb threats like every few months. I swear to God, and nothing ever came of it.
Oh, we
But these days, back in the day, I used to say like, "Oh, it's just a bomb threat. It's never gonna fucking happen." Today, I'm kind of scared. Like, if I was in high school,
was
and
just
there's
an
a bomb threat,
annoyance
I'd be
when
like,
I was
it's
a kid.
probably gonna happen. Like,
Well, also back
people shoot
back
schools up all
when
the time.
before we were in high school, like maybe when you were in high school and school like that, you were worried that maybe the
In
Russians were
1892.
going to bomb you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Or
that
Cuban
was,
Missile
the
Crisis.
Cold War, but
The Cold
it's-
War, I mean,
So when World War I was going on, when you were in school, Sean,
1.5.
that's true though. I mean, is it really just like? Actually, I looked up this cool thing on Imager. It was a graph of how well we're doing. It took examples from like medical problems, life expectancy, general health, homicides, this and that. Every what's the word? Not statistic, but I guess statistic. I forget the word, but and we're doing fucking amazing. If you look at all the numbers and percentages, just the averages of the world, we're doing great. Crime's down, death is down, life expectancy is up, disease is phenomenally down, childbirth deaths are down. I always would ask my elders, like, so is it really getting worse or is it just the media? And they always said it's
bit
just
of
the
both.
media. Or it's just a little bit
well,
of both.
the other problem is we have
It
a
is
higher
blown out of proportion by
Well-
the media by a long
So this is a
shot.
good conversation. Is
One,
what do you think?
we have a higher population of people in this country, so that's obviously if you give it a percentage, there's going to be more of it, and we have a higher avenue of media access, and anybody anywhere can film anything. So back
That's a
in the
big
day,
one. Or
if
have a
somebody
radio
was
show.
being a dumbass or a jackass or being stupid, etc.,
Tony, better plug that.
then literally you just saw it and you could tell somebody about it. It wasn't as easy as taking a video
Right.
and posting it up and it becoming viral or whatever else, or being thrown up on the news. Like, it wasn't that easy for that to happen. Now it is, and we have, like I said, more people in the same area of space, so there's more of that happening because it's percentage. If you add
More people
more
you have,
people-
the more assholes you're going to
yeah,
have around.
exactly. It may be the same percentage of assholes. It just there's
Just
more
more
of them because there's more people.
Tony's plugging in the PC. He just decided to start a radio show, a high-intensive PC use, and not plug it in.
Yep,
But it was plugged into.
we're good now.
We're all set to go.
Right. No.
Oh, you didn't plug in the other end. You had to plug in both ends. We're all set.
Oh, there we
the
go.
light came
Are we
back
still on?
Look at that.
I like the picture. It was a 6-prong extension cord, little port thing, with its cord plugged into its own outlet. Unlimited power.
Unlimited
Power.
Over 9,000.
Over 9,000 penises will rape us. It's
Oh,
a good story. You know about that?
don't want that.
Oh, you didn't hear about it? Okay.
Yeah.
Poop train rots in rural Alabama. I've heard about this, where it's just a bunch of human waste that's been
Hold
stuck in a
that
train.
thought.
and
Yeah,
it's
go
got,
on.
It's got
I wanna hear
nowhere.
about this.
It's got nowhere to go, and it's been
A-
sitting on a track.
A human
train
waste
track
train. Please
in
set this up.
Alabama with no place to go. I read this at least 2 months ago,
So
and it's still there, obviously.
There's a train
because it was posted 5 days ago.
that's filled
Full
with
of shit.
cargo of
human
excrement.
Where did that
waste. Your ass.
The poopy doopy. So where did it?
Where do
was
we have
it
to start?
supposed to go?
Where did it?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's
First
from
you
down
eat.
south somewhere. I
A big
remember that.
toilet.
It's probably from like Staten Island or something like that. Get that
Oh,
stuff out
Staten
of here.
Island.
Where
You
the
mean
hell- why you need to flood your poop into a train?
Because
why are
they
they
don't have a
training
place for it wherever it came from. I don't remember.
that's
where.
another good conversation actually.
That's horrible.
We're running out of room. There was a cool
Let's get the shit out of here.
comparison pictures of the movie Idiocracy with what's going on now.
Never seen it. I've been told to watch it.
Oh god, it's good. And one of the scenes was
Maybe I'll
in
watch it
Idiocracy. There's a dump truck unloading a thing of garbage on top of a garbage mountain, and there's a garbage avalanche. And it actually happened a month ago. I think it was like India or Bangladesh or one of these fucked up countries. There was literally
Just one of the
a
fucked up
garbage avalanche. Same exact thing you saw in the movie. Some machinery was moving garbage around, and there's a fucking avalanche. We are running out of fucking room for poop and
Well,
garbage.
Well, we've got a
no.
big
The
chunk
thing
of-
is,
I guess we could just compost our poop, but you know what?
yeah, we could. I mean, you look at composting toilets.
Poop, and we could reduce our fucking plastic waste.
Well,
You've
the other
seen that big chunk of plastic we have in the middle of like the Pacific where it
Oh,
meets
the Great
Indian
Pacific
Ocean?
Garbage
It's
Patch.
just-
yeah.
It's just an enormous
well-
pile of trash that has all floated out.
Is
and
it
collected.
Sweden or Switzerland? I'm not sure which country it is, but they are literally they ran out of trash, so they're buying trash from other countries and burning it for fuel. And
God
they're
damn.
like,
That's been around for a while. I just posted something like this on Facebook about 2-3 weeks ago. Evidently, it was an intelligent thing to bring up, but I thought it was pretty.
but
creative.
I mean, these are like these are countries that are not third world countries. These are very advanced countries that are
Doing the
burning
green
fuel, and they're doing it in a relatively clean fashion. I mean, as clean as you get, I guess. But
I say burn garbage. Fuck yeah.
well, they're using it for electricity,
exactly.
and they're using it for and they're getting rid of it's an endless
Yeah.
resource. So they're continuously
There's always gonna be garbage.
There's always going to be garbage. It's always going to be there. So they're just buying, and they ran out of trash. They ran out of trash in their country, so they started buying it from the surrounding countries
amazing.
around them. Just like, oh, hey, you got all this trash? Yeah, it's trash. Of course we have it. You got dumps of it. Yeah, well, we'll buy it off of you. Honestly, you can't sell this shit. Well, we'll give you fucking money.
Yep.
Came up to the point and they bought it. And they're continuously doing this throughout Europe, which is crazy. And they're powering the whole country with like cheap
Trash.
trash.
Like you're gonna burn it or throw it away anyways. Just make power out of it. If we gotta dispose of it one way or the other. Why not get a benefit?
Do you
out of it?
really think burying it in the ground is like
Oh,
better?
capping landfills? Yeah, that's fucking weird. Like in Hillsborough, we capped our landfill. It's weird. It's like out of sight, out of mind. Oh, there's grass growing on top of it. We're good. No, that's a trash mountain. That's a trash mountain.
I think that's really.
And they have the methane pipes coming out because, well, if it builds up pressure, it'll explode and
It will literally blow up.
'Cause
And
it's
if those pipes get plugged,
Yep.
like a bubble it'll burst under
Yep.
the ground, sending.
I guess it's one way to.
Bubble.
I guess it's one way to deal with it. Like, oh, just fucking put sod over it, cover it up.
It reminds me of like Teletubbies in the fields.
Oh my god,
Like,
yeah, it's
bubbling
weird.
fields.
But there's garbage beneath it. It's kind of like lifting up your rug and sweeping the dust under the rug. That's the same thing. Like it's not gone, you just can't see it. And you know what?
Do they
I used to love the dump. I'll tell you what. I used to go down with my dad, and we'd like break bottles at the bottle thing. We'd pick out bike parts and make a bike, or like get a toy from here. We had a lot of fun at the dump. It was a fucking blast, man.
I like this one.
You remember
And
when
then
it was actually?
it was like
the,
it was
when
like the swap shop, but the whole dump.
Yeah, I can't even.
Yeah.
remember.
It was
You-
everything.
You remember
Yeah.
when it was a landfill?
That's what I mean. Exactly. We
Okay,
we
I
had
don't
a
know
good
when exactly
time.
they switched over because in
Yep.
all that time I was living in Manchester at the time. I had just curbside, but when I came here, I was like, yeah, I couldn't believe how much it was clean. Because I remember when I was a kid, they just dug up big pits, threw trash in
Yeah.
there, covered it up,
It was
dug
awesome.
up another big pit over here, and you could just dick around and
Yeah.
Oh,
look
dude,
around. Don't
risk
to this
getting
day,
tetanus,
you-
stepping all around
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff.
You could
and-
walk out into the woods to this day. I mean, like especially on my property, or the property we live at. You can walk right out, and there's old places where they used to just dump shit.
Yep. Yeah, we
Old
got it at my parents'
axles.
house.
My
old,
great
like-
great 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 Uncle Smith used to walk right across the road and
No,
just
no,
throw
it-
all his trash out there when he was like in his 90s.
Yep.
Yeah,
We had my parents' land has my great grandparents' dump behind a big rock, and there's like shoes, bottles. What's cool is you dig it up, and it's not like garbage. It's like this shoe that I've worn for 30 years finally gave out, or like this old medicine bottle I've been using for 40 years is finally like I don't know too broken.
I've been to a couple places like that. They're so cool.
It's amazing.
I mean, they're. I
It's
mean,
it's wicked cool.
I don't condone doing it, but it's
Old
like,
garbage is cool. Like my great grandparents would pour the old oil into the
That's
swamp
terrible.
because it kept the mosquitoes away.
That's terrible.
Yeah, keeps the mosquitoes away. Like you're poisoning the earth, Grandpa.
well, back then.
Grandpa.
Well, like even 30, 40 years ago, we put stuff in the river because it took it downriver.
Yeah, you didn't. Out of sight, out of mind. It's gone. Good enough. And then you get like Flint.
And then you get
Michigan.
mad because this year's fishing year isn't that bad. Well, you dumped 30 gallons of antifreeze down there,
It's
so
better when we used to dump in there.
Exactly. What was it? Flint, Michigan. You can I've watched
still.
videos. People can like light their
Well, that's not
tap water
Flint.
on
That-
fire.
That's places that have been around like
Fracking.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. Open mining.
Fracking just sounds bad in itself. It could mean
Frack.
blowjob, and it's
Well,
terrible.
Frack.
well,
frack. Go
well,
frack yourself.
let's break down. Fracking is pretty much sending underwater underground explosions to
horizontal.
release
Yep.
to
Explosion.
release the gases and etc. underground.
Yep.
But what else do we get underground? Oh, our water table, which we get water from that's clean that that everybody on this planet drinks.
And
So
it
if we
seeps out,
blow
baby.
up underground, maybe these gas deposits, which are not too far away from these water deposits, may leak into our water deposits.
But that's far away, Joe. And that's how
Like, I mean, I'm no like, I'm not any college like professor or anything. I'm just saying like to think about this situation. How like we don't know what the hell is down there. Like 100%. Is it really smart to like throw something down there and just blow it up hundreds of feet, thousands of feet
it was
down?
like nuclear power when we first came it out. I mean, nuclear power is amazing. It's incredible how efficient it is. But they made it, and it's probably one guy in the board meeting like, hey, Steve, what if we need to turn it off? Well, you're joking. Bill, come on. Let's be serious. Because you can't really turn it off. It's kind of like a sun you turned on. You can't really turn it off. So no one really thinks about the future. It's more like, we can make a ton of money right now.
Well,
fucking-
this power will last 14 billion years.
But
The
what if this
half-life
happens?
of it will be blah, blah, blah. Like, well,
Don't be a
what,
naysayer.
what if we can't regulate it?
We'll deal with it later. It's always like, we'll deal with it later.
If any, I mean,
When it happens, it happens.
it's terrifying.
Yeah, it is. Because if you actually look at a map of nuclear power plants around the country, we're fucked. If they melt down, like, there's nowhere safe.
We'd have to go to Mexico.
Yep. Yeah.
Or Canada.
You'd have to leave the country because there's literally nowhere safe. If there was any meltdown, I mean, look at Chernobyl. It literally took out 3 towns.
Fukushima?
Fuck yeah.
That's in our lifetime.
That's right
something-
now. That's happening right now.
That's right now. I mean,
Hell, Chernobyl, you can't even go back there still. It's still not open. You can't live there. In Pripyat. Same, right outside of Chernobyl. You can't go there. you fucked it up. Especially, Fukushima. You fucked it up, and is it still pumping out?
Yep. It's
Yep.
still pumping out.
I read something the other day.
Pumping out massive amount of
I read something
radiation.
the other day that they were thinking
the
of
ocean.
blowing up a part of it to
Yeah.
collapse it or something.
Take it
like
out.
that. But still,
Sorry,
it's
your
been
country's gonna
leaking ever
suffer.
since, and they've been finding all kinds of mutated animals in the Pacific Ocean, stretching all the way.
Yeah, you're flooding
up to
the
Alaska.
ocean.
I saw some pictures the other day
Radiating the ocean.
of towns in a 30-mile radius around, or a 20 or 30-mile radius around Fukushima, and they're deserted. They look a lot like what Chernobyl. I mean, obviously, it looks like it's not 30 years ago, but it's it's still beat and destroyed. And
can't go back there.
You can't go back there. And like the plants are mutated, some of the animals are severely mutated, and we're talking about something like an island. This is
It's
happened on
not
an
a big
island.
area. You can't get away from it. And what sucks, Japan already dealt with this.
That crap train.
Here's another one.
It's from New York City.
Ooh,
I just
crap
found it
train.
somewhere else.
Please,
Yep.
please tell me about
I just
the crap
wanted to
train.
clarify
I'm
that.
very interested in crap
Just
train.
wanted to clarify that up, and they dumped it in a small town of less than 1,000 because fuck them, they're po people.
Well,
They are.
actually, Hillsborough dealt with that. Not poop, but there was a very big protest in Hillsborough many years ago about they were going to build a nuclear power plant. Nuclear dump site in Hillsborough, and the
They've
whole
thought
town
about-
got together.
They tried to do that back when I was like 17.
That's when it was, because my mother was protesting young age. This cool signs out that don't tread on me stuff, and they literally stopped them. Like, you are not fucking coming here. They're gonna build a whole dump site, and it would have fucked up that town worse than it is.
Probably wouldn't have noticed a difference much.
Yeah,
No, Hillsborough is not a terrible town.
we got 3 balls instead of 2.
It's not the town itself is like but like the places around the town, like the center of town, lame. But like outside, like Gleason Falls,
Yeah,
Top of the World.
very true.
Like, there are some cool fucking places, like,
Yep.
and people from all over the fucking country come to fucking Gleason Falls and Hillsborough.
It is weird, yeah. They literally
It's a
come from the
fucking
country.
cool place. Like, that's like my home, and like I defend it a little bit only because like it has good features. It's
Oh fuck
just,
yeah! I was raised there.
It's just, like, gets a bad rap, and people are like, "Oh, everybody from Hillsborough sucks." And you're just
Hillsborough.
like, you know what? Fuck yourself. You're hanging out with shitty ass people. Go out in the woods and fucking
Yep.
look,
I gotta-
look at the beauty that's.
It's all
Great-
about the people you
Great
hang out
story
with.
about that. A man pulls into a gas station new to the town, and he asks the gas station guy who's been there forever, "Well, how are
Tony.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was reading stuff. I think we need to
This is interesting.
just turn up a little bit.
Checking levels.
So a guy comes to town, new to town, asks gas stations, "So how are people like in this town?" And the gas station guy says, "Well, how are people like where you came from?" It's like, "Oh, they were wonderful. They were nice. They were just the greatest people." I said, "Well, you'll find the exact same people here." That guy drives away, and another person pulls up. Same thing, new to the town. He asks a gas station attendant the same thing. "How are people like around here?" "Well, how do people like where you came from?" "Oh, they were assholes. They were stubborn. They were shitheads. They didn't get anybody's way." The gas stations, the guy says, "Well, you'll find the same people here."
Absolutely true.
It's
One of the
literally
that-
just what you want to find.
Yeah.
That's it. You want to find shit, you'll find shit. You want to find good, you'll find good.
Yeah, like, if you just open your eyes and, like, yeah, I don't know, just
realize who you're hanging out with, and like as long as you don't involve yourself with people, and this goes for any town, any state. I mean, I don't know outside of this country, but like there's gold everywhere. You just gotta find it.
Go.
As long as you don't hang around with the piece of shit you first walked up to and found on the side of the road, and it sticks to the bottom of your foot, you're screwed. You're gonna end up having that shit on the bottom of your foot walking through town. If you look around, keep that shit away from you, find some gold, keep that in your pocket, you'll be good.
Yep. And everyone's going to smell the shit on your shoe, too.
Yep.
Yep. And you know what? That is a perfect quote to end the show. You'll always smell the shit you stepped on unless you clean it off.
Damn it. I just
God
found a
damn
good
it.
story on Grumpy Cat.
Well, let's live a cliffhanger. Give a
Grumpy
cliffhanger.
Cat wins $700,000 in federal case over identity.
Boom. Stop right there. Cliffhanger.
That's enough.
That's it right there.
After
After all,
next week on the main cast.
find
What will
out
happen
when the
to
Grumpy
Grumpy
Cat
Cat?
won $700,000. Season 2.
No, I won't
Tune
remember in
in.
5 minutes.
7 p.m. 8 Central.
And we already forgot. Goodbye.
What? You didn't say your closing statement.
Oh yeah, and always,
Mic drop.
as always,
Keep in touch with yourself.
I love you. Stay dirty,
Shake it
bitches.
easy.
I love you.